Just getting warmed up for a Tuesday afternoon session. Tasty one today. I have 3 by mile off 2 minutes, and those are at 4:50 pace, so about just outside 3-minute kilometres. Then I'm going into 7 miles, aiming for about the 165 heart rate again, just targeting that zone. I think these sessions are pretty bulky and hard. I was just chatting to my coach earlier. He said I haven't even started the marathon work yet, so there's only going to be more to come. But you know what? I'm absolutely loving these. Nothing I enjoy more than getting ready to go out for a session, run as hard as I can, and feel like it's absolutely exhausted at the right time. All the runners out there will know that feeling. It's just, when you just sit down on the sofa, you're exhausted, you've worked so hard, and you feel like, I did good there. So for a change, I see blue skies. It's not raining, it's still a little bit windy, but it's been dying off as the day's gone on. Left it as late as I possibly can because Lucas has got footy training tonight, so I need to be done by probably by 6 o'clock. So it's just after 4. I'm getting warmed up now. Optimum time would have been about 7:30 tonight, but it is what it is. Life gets in the way. But it's just nice to do it in relatively calm conditions considering what it's been like the last few weeks. So I'm just getting warmed up, headed to my normal loop on the housing estate. Log some more laps on there. Well, I'm looking forward to this. I think the 450s are going to be pretty hard. I don't think I'll struggle, but they'll be tough. And the 7 miles at heart rate, that's not a given either. Those can bite if you get them wrong, especially coming off fast reps. So generally the first mile's the key one, not overcooking it. Because I think there's probably about 25-second mile per mile differential, so I've got to go out and make sure that's nailed perfectly at the right pace. Otherwise I'll struggle in the rest of the session. But I'd anticipate maybe somewhere around the 5:15 per mile pace for those. Well, I'll just get finished with the warm-up. All warmed up. Down for the Elite 3s today. Shoe of choice. With going a little bit quicker, thought I needed that over the just the tempo shoes. So yeah, time to get rolling. Well, that was a disaster. That's my worst session in weeks. Just couldn't get into it. Didn't help. I did the first 3 miles. Those were the 450s. I hit them on pace. I shocked myself. But as soon as I started the 7 mile, as soon as I started the 7 mile, my calves just had nothing. Had no drive, no energy. I was just flat-footed. I'm gutted with that one. And I just got slower and slower. And I think the last mile, 5:28. My heart rate dropped down as well. I had nothing to push. So yeah, awful 7 mile. But just have to recover, regroup, and on to the next. I'm not injured, just fatigued, weak calves, so that's something to really work on in the gym. But yeah, just got to write it off. I'll move on to the next. So disappointed. Sunday today. Things just haven't gone as planned this week. they haven't gone as planned. Tuesday was awful. I done my session, and you seen it's a bit of a disaster really. I just had no energy. I felt so tired. So I warmed down on Tuesday and I was exhausted. Felt awful when I got home. A big meal, big sleep, and my coach said just take the day off Wednesday. You need it. And if you didn't need it, then you've had a day off and you're a bit fresher. But I sure as hell needed that day off. I was ruined. And then Thursday I was really tired. Just did 35 minutes easy, just to try and start to feel a bit more normal again. But yeah, I still needed the easy day Thursday. Friday did 20. Friday I did like 45 minutes. Again, just easy. And didn't feel myself. It was better, but still not 100%. And then, Friday was meant to be a 6x2k hard session. Quick paces, but obviously I canned that one. That was never getting done on the way I was feeling, because you can't force the issue. If you're feeling drained, feeling tired, you back off. And it's a fine line you tread. You're obviously going to be tired from training and turning up to training with tired legs and grinding the session out, but running on empty, it's a big no-no, because all you're doing is digging a deeper hole. You're never going to recover. Fatigue's just going to set in. It's going to last a few weeks. So I made the right call, backed right off. And then Saturday morning, yesterday, just needed to find my legs again. So I did 4 times 1k off 90. And that was a bit breezy, so I think I was 310s into the headwind, 255s coming back. But that was good enough to just get my legs turning, feel good without taking much out of myself at all. And then today, I'm not doing a really long one, just 10 miles. Nice and relaxed. Oh, my stomach's killing. Had a big brunch and I feel like it's jumping around. But it's only going to keep me slower, which is good, considering. So what went wrong on Tuesday? That cumulative fatigue is what I think it was. Now looking back, I'll just go like the week before, did the 10 mile progression run. It went great on the day, 52:37 I think it was. That's fast. That took a lot, and the way I ran it as well, obviously starting out slow and controlled and then building, getting faster, and the last 3-4 miles were way quicker than 52:37 pace. So it took a lot out of me. And a couple of days steady running, and I did the 20 by 400. Now I didn't hammer that, but it was still a big session, a lot of volume, a lot of fast running, taking myself to 440 per mile pace repetitively. And yeah, it was fine, it was good, recovered well, went easy again on Saturday. And then Sunday, this is I think is what did the damage, did the 18 miler, and I took 3 gels while I was running. Took one at 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, but that's still not enough, because I've drained my reserves, my glycogen reserves. They were down, and then I've gone out and done 2 hours, and I've misjudged this because my heart rate was low. It was, I think it averaged 135 for the run. I was still running 620 per mile pace, and that's drained me, that's emptied the tank, and I finished, I've been pretty depleted and I've not refueled well enough. I did have a protein shake when I finished, I always do after a long run, so I would have had that, and then I've probably just not eaten enough in the next 36 hours before I've then attempted another big session, 3 by mile into 7 miles of threshold. That's a lot again, and if you go into that slightly down and you try and work hard, the reserves just aren't there to carry you. I just didn't have the energy. Now there could be other factors at play as well. You never quite know with these things, but you've just got to listen to your body, and when it tells you it's had enough, don't force it, because if I'd forced myself out the next day, done my steady runs, forced another session thinking, need to bounce back, need to do another one, need to turn things around, I'd run worse, my confidence would have shot even lower, and more so I would have been in a bigger hole fatigue-wise. So now I'm a lot more mindful of how much I'm eating and refueling after sessions, long runs, making sure I'm eating plenty of carbs. I don't think I was eating enough. Also mindful what I have for lunch, have something a bit more, because Tuesday I think I just had a bowl of soup and a bagel. Probably not enough. When I look at it, it's really not. So if you're not putting the fuel in the tank, it's not going to be there to burn, and you're going to run out a lot faster. Training for a marathon, I've got to respect this distance, respect what it's taken out of me, and be smart. So I guess it was just a bit of a warning shot that I'm not invincible. My body will break down. I got that lesson in November. My knee gave way for a combination of reasons, but I fixed that, and now I've run out of energy in a session, and I'm still very early on in the block, so I've got to make sure I don't make these mistakes further down the line, because this is new to me. This is a new distance. I've not raced it yet. 10 years ago I did begin the build up, the training, but obviously I had my heart problems, which I didn't quite get into the full marathon block. I was in some double days, some very long runs, but never quite into the specifics. But then my appetite was huge. I was in Kenya at the time as well, so I was eating a lot. So yeah, I think my food intake now is probably, could even be like 1,000 calories less than I used to eat when I train properly. So that's something I've got to make a real conscious effort towards. Eat the right stuff, not snacking on sweet things, snack on carbs because I need them, because that's what I'm burning every day. So I'm going to make a few little lifestyle tweaks. Make sure I'm getting enough sleep, that's the big one. Make sure I get 8 hours, and fueling on runs, before runs, especially the long ones. I can't just blitz out 2 hours and expect to be fresh the next day. So yeah, there's a lot of things I've looked at and analysed over the last few days. Another thing was running in the cold. It was about one maybe 2 degrees on Tuesday by the time I finished, and I only learned this recently, still learning age 40. The cold drops your heart rate. Didn't realise that. Never realised that. I thought, well, I never really looked into it, but yeah, the colder temperatures, heart rate doesn't work as hard. It's more difficult to raise it higher when it's colder temperatures, because the blood doesn't need to come to the surface as much to cool, because the air temperature is doing the job. So yeah, who knew? Probably a well-known fact, but I didn't know that. So today's just a reduced run, and then either tomorrow or probably Tuesday, got a session to do, something half marathon pace with some quicker stuff in between. I'll then back off. Got some light hills to do later in the week, and then into Sunday, Middlesbrough half marathon. All being well this week, of course, but I think I'm over the sticky patch I had. So then yeah, got to look at tactics, paces, predictions, what I think I'm going to do. So I'll do a video about that later in the week.